This is Cinderella Stories with Ash and Sav. And Ash, how was your weekend? I know that there was a lot of updates. I had some updates myself. I've been exploring new hobbies. I'll get there in a minute. But like, you had an adventurous one. Tons to talk about.
Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into it.
Let's just jump right on in.
I mean, the hot seat is something I'm familiar with. I went on a date this weekend and I had high hopes for it, you know? I feel like I was talking to the guy for a couple weeks texting. It was consistent. It was considerate. There were moments that it was like jokey. Sometimes it was informative. I did have a few like yellow flags that came up, but I was like, okay, maybe something gets lost in translation or whatever the case may be. Anyway, so we went out on the weekend. Woo!
Oh no.
It was a lot.
Oh no.
There was a lot of things that transpired that I was just like, are men okay?
No, they're not.
Are men okay?
They're not.
Because I feel like I can meet people where they're at in a lot of instances, and I have an opportunity to like give people grace for certain things. But yeah, he got a little drunk.
Oh.
He got a little...
Huh?
At one point, he wouldn't hold my cup.
He wouldn't hold your cup?
Yeah.
Why not?
Like they got like these commemorative like beer glasses. And I was like, oh, do you mind holding this? Because he had one as well. So it was just stacked.
Yeah.
He's like, how about you hold mine?
Whoa. Whoa. It's giving I'm the prize.
And I was like, oh, I'm like, no, I'm like, why don't you want to hold it? You're already holding one. Like, it was kind of like a weird thing to, you know, like put a stake in the ground and like draw the line there.
Like you mean stack them?
Yeah.
And just hold it.
Yeah.
What?
And then so he said no, and I was
You're already
like,
holding a bag and a purse.
and here's the thing, like I will just be like, okay, fine. Like I'll get really indignant. So I was like, okay, no worries. I'll just carry my own. No problem. Grabbed it. Do. No, come back. Like, I'll do it. Da, 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 da.
Good.
But I'm just like, it's fine. Like, I don't need you to. I just was like hoping that you would, because I wanted like my hand free.
You know what? It'd be the little things.
It was just a weird thing.
That is weird. That's a very weird thing.
Like, don't you
ask for help?
Don't you want to hold things for your girl?
A girl? Wait, the bar from Kendrick's line is going through my head when.
Oh, the lip gloss one?
Yeah, I think when you're on your cycle, is he on his... No, wait, what is it called?
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that one.
That's find it.
Head. Yeah. Say you on your cycle, but he is on his... Say you on your cycle, but he on his period too. Oh.
Very much. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it was really weird. Like, the energy was strange. But shout out to the Jays.
Shout out to Jays.
AL East champs. I know.
Yeah, I know. We'll take
but
that L. But
whatever. The first time since 2015. So
that's big.
Yeah, we're about to win everything. Maybe. It was really fun though. Aside from that and a couple other things that were like actually really offensive that he did. It was a great time.
Clearly a great time. Yeah, no, not fun.
I'll be back on my fitness journey, drinking water, minding my business for the foreseeable future. Thank you, though.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
That's what I've been
That's what
doing.
you've been up to.
I've been eat, pray, loving.
You've been on your fitness grind.
Yeah.
2-a-days.
Basically, sometimes. Yeah. So basically, I came back from my vacation in Turks and Caicos. I saw some photos, and I'm like, ooh.
Okay,
brother, ew.
I mean, I will say we are the hardest on ourselves.
Definitely.
So, I mean... brother, ooh. I will say that, like, I think you look fantastic, but I understand what you're saying. I'm also not the kind of friend who's gonna be like, no, you're fine. It's like there's always ways that we can improve ourselves and like feel the best in our skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not even just like the photos that I got back or nothing like that. It's not even that. It's more, it is a little bit. That's what I clocked in to see. But like, it's more like I did like a deeper reflection. I was like, do I even feel like myself these days?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, you know, I had a job that like required me to travel and change my lifestyle dramatically. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of like, what does like healthy look like again? What does it feel like for my body again? And like, how can I get myself back into schedule? Because like, honestly, like I was really, really fit like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Like I was running half marathons and
really?
Like, yeah. And I was like,
did you like that?
I did. Well, I did it on my own. I didn't even do it for like the satisfaction of like a marathon. I would just be running them by myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was like an unofficial, but you were doing like the distance, the kilometers, like clocking in.
Yeah, because actually on a side note, okay, running clubs are a cult. and I don't like them at all.
Oh, I haven't even been to one.
No, I've been to one. Actually, I went to probably the best one that you could go to if you don't like running clubs.
Okay.
And that's called the I Don't Run Club.
Wait, was that with Hannah Hall?
Yeah.
Okay, I did see that. I did
that
see
was
that
the
on
best
social.
one. Yeah.
I think I follow them on Instagram.
But my issue is that I don't like talking when I'm running. I hate it. I'm locked in.
I can't.
I love music.
I'm not in that level of fit.
No,
where I'm like
also,
having a
it's hard.
I'm just like, yeah,
It's
for
hard.
sure.
But yeah, no. So I cut out alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's already been a major factor. Like my body's not swollen at all.
Yeah.
Like I dropped 6 pounds in the first week after just doing that.
It's literally poison.
It is poison
Like,
for your body,
so bad
literally.
for you.
And like, I'm not doing like some dry January thing. Like I'm actually being like,
Just taking a
okay,
break.
Let's just take a break.
I'm actually just checking if I'm an addict. I'm actually checking if it's like
right?
a problem for me to not drink for a little while
Facts.
and like what that means.
And I was actually, it's crazy. Like you always get a little bit worried about the social connotations of like, what will my friends think? Or like, can I even go out as much if I'm not really drinking? And the crazy part is that like, I didn't realize I was a trendsetter.
Okay.
Because every single day, every single time my friends are like telling me stuff, I'm like, I'll give them a heads up and like, listen, I'm not drinking, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like have like a non-alcoholic beer or like a mocktail or whatever. And they're like, oh, that's fine. Like, actually, I prefer it that way. Like,
yeah,
it's so shocking how many people drink just for the social engagement part of it, but they don't actually want the alcohol. Mm-hmm. It's just the ritual. And so that's what I've been discovering. And my body's been thanking me for it. My liver has been thanking me for it. Everything has been just like getting flush. And I will say, this past weekend, I did a yoga class, literally. And the girl was trying to make me a pretzel.
Yeah.
Because she wanted me to basically do some sort of hand flip motion on, like, to get my body.
It's called crow.
Crow, sure.
I knew it was a bird something. You like go on your elbows and then you go zoop. Yeah.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable. And I thought I was going to snap my neck. So I was like, I'm just going to choose to not do this.
Did you practice at home?
No, because it was just like, she just did it. She was just like, okay, class. And I haven't taken her class before. She's like, okay, guys, now we're going to go into, I guess, crow or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, I was in the back, so I wasn't really listening. And so like, yeah. And so I was like looking at everybody like do this class and they're just doing it effortlessly. Oh, no. It was even more. It was almost a full-fledged handstand. Like it wasn't even that. Oh. It was like your legs above your.
Yeah, this one that goes into that.
Okay,
you go from that and then you go
go into it. Yeah. So it was that.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, no. This week I realized like I lost an extra 2 pounds, so we're already 8 pounds down just by working out.
Well, you
every
look
day.
great. I think you look great.
We're getting there. And but you know who's not looking good these days is Minnesota, specifically Cheryl Reeve. But there's a lot of things happening there, obviously with Nafisa Collier like going out and like having the fact that they dropped their game 4 due to like basically one play. So I want to go there. Let's break it down. Because this play was very defining in the Mercury versus Lynx series. And so tell me your initial thoughts. First of all, let's just, before we even like, get into the reaction stuff, your initial thoughts on the play that defined the series, in my opinion. Alyssa Thomas had a steal, they called it, incidental contact against Nafisa Collier that resulted in an ankle, like you saw her ankle completely bent, later injury. Coach Reeves said it was a potential fracture. What was your initial thought on that play?
Okay, so just like broader scopes, like the Lynx are down bad. You're right. They're eliminated from the WNBA playoffs. They're gone. They're done. Mercury took them to task, won 3 games in a row, won the series 3-1. And then to your point, game 3, under 30 seconds left, Nafisa Collier coming over the top, dribble driving, and Alyssa Thomas pokes the ball away, clean steal, runs through Nafisa Collier. Her ankle went, I'm alive, but I'm dead. Literally, her ankle, like, it was really bad. And then AT goes down the other way, extends the lead to 8, and the Mercury end up winning. But I think that play in particular, in a vacuum, if you just look at it, it's a clear-cut foul. And there have been so many instances and so many complaints and case studies done on the reffing in the WNBA, specifically over the last 2 seasons in particular. It's very clear the type of brand of basketball that they're looking for them to play. They want the WNBA to be like, forget a romantic comedy, forget suspense and drama. They want it to be like an action movie. They want the hits to keep coming. They want the physicality. They want the theatrics and dramatics. But that, to answer your question, is a foul.
Yeah.
It's a foul. And listen, I'm somebody who loves a little incidental contact. I love initiating contact, seeing what you can get away with. A lean, are they pushing back? But that's all part of the game and the gamesmanship of it. But in that instance, you cannot go through a player and run them right off their path to get to the ball, no matter if it's a loose ball or not. So in my opinion, the steal was good, sure, cookies. Then it's a loose ball foul on Alyssa Thomas. The ball goes to the Lynx, and the Lynx get possession to try and get back into the game, down by 4 at that point. I think I said 6 and 8 already, but they were down by 4 at that point. And then the basket made them go down by 6. So yeah, it's a clear-cut foul. And then to your point, Cheryl Reeve lost it.
Yeah.
The ball goes in. She heads down to the baseline where the official is giving her team possession after the bucket, and she tees off. And rightfully so. And I don't even think she realized Nafisa Collier was like down and out like that at that time. She was irate from the lack of call in that moment.
Yeah.
And really the whistle all game in terms of her star.
Also, I love it when a coach stands up for their player. Like, I love, like, yeah, get thrown out for me, please. I just got like assaulted basically on the court with like not even like a correct call, like basically no.
Be 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
Show
No
me you
call.
love me. Show me you
how
love
much
me.
do you love me?
Are you willing?
How much?
Are you willing to go to jail, to basketball
Can you
jail
go
for
to
me?
basketball jail for me?
For me? It's all I'm
Suspended
asking
for. One game for me?
Well, because then she went back on the podium after it, and she read the W.
Stood on business.
She took them to task.
Facts.
She called
Good.
She called the assignment of the 3 officials malpractice. That crew was officiating a semifinal game. She called it malpractice. And Becky Hammond, who doesn't mince words, white-tailed deer, elk, all that stuff over the Co-Defensive Player of the Year award, Alana Smith. But she said she supported Cheryl. She used a football analogy, actually. She said the ball was in the air and a receiver is going a straight line to get it. The defender cannot get in the receiver's way, knock them, or impede them on their path, even though the ball is loose. And I thought it was a great way to paint a picture of what was going on in that play exactly. And it blows my mind that there's people that are sitting there saying it wasn't a foul. Even on the broadcast, they're like, that's actually pretty good. It's incidental, da-da-da-da-da. Like, they weren't really up in arms about it. No. And I thought it was clear cut, especially after you see the replay.
Yeah, actually, it's crazy because the official NBA referees account got involved.
Okay.
And which is, first of all, stay in your own league, no?
First of all, mind the business that pays you.
Mind your business. Second of all, they said this is not, like, capital N-O-T, a foul.
They said it's not? Interesting.
Thomas legally gets to the ball and knocks the ball loose prior to any contact. The leg-to-leg contact is incidental once the ball is clearly loose. This was correctly judged in real time as a no call, as were the subsequent technical fouls.
I agree with the technical fouls.
Yeah, obviously.
Cheryl accosted her.
Yeah,
she went in. Yeah.
The
for sure.
You valid.
Like, babe, you gotta go.
Yeah,
you gotta go cool off in the back.
Love you.
Yeah, see you. Bizu. You gotta go.
You gotta go.
That's interesting.
I don't believe, you know what, my issue, so when I looked at the play, and I looked at like a million times, a million different angles, and I will say this, she brushes her chest to get to the ball. And so I decided to look up, just in general, what is the definition of a reach-in foul? And the definition that Google came up with immediately is reach-in foul isn't an official rule term, but it describes an offensive attempt to steal the ball by reaching in, results in illegal contact with an offensive player's body or arm, causing an impediment to their movement. This contact, which can be a push, a hold, is the foul, not the act of reaching itself. A legal reach results in a good steal without body contact. But if contact is made, it's a foul. And there was contact before the leg to leg.
Was it, how minute was it though?
It was, because if you're cutting somebody off, you can't, like they said, you can't impede their movement.
That was what I was under the impression of, regardless of the contact after, because sometimes incidental contact, regardless of the fact that there's no intent there, is still a foul.
Still, if there's a clear path,
it's called manslaughter, guys. That's why we have murder 1, murder 2, manslaughter, because it wasn't intended.
Clear path. It's not a clear path foul because it's completely different.
Yeah,
but it's the same concept. Like, you are cutting someone's movement completely off as an offensive player, what are you supposed to do in that situation? There's nothing she could have done. She's playing a game of basketball. She has to go from A to B.
She was essentially mid-air, right? Like she was mid-stride when it happened. So there was no way that she could stop, but she wasn't also out of control.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that AT punched the ball away, cool, has to either let Thomas get her other foot down to finish her move or go around the other way, backdoor, and kind of like push her forward and then shoot the gap after she passes the axis.
You know what's crazy? Even if she didn't make contact with her ankle or leg or whatever, knee to knee.
Yeah.
Even if she didn't do that, I would still call that something, because you can't do that. You can't just like, because you're literally body to body in her space.
I wouldn't call it if there wasn't that amount of aggressive contact.
Yeah.
If there was just a brush, because like, again, the whole thing about the W is that it's physical and that you better get ready.
And on that note,
you better get ready to play.
On that note, what are we doing here?
That's what I mean.
Here's okay. This is
the genre of basketball that we're playing.
What are we doing here? Because it's giving. Okay, now. Okay, if we want to, I don't want. Okay, I'll buzz myself before. When the NBA first started, it was also kind of like, okay, well, maybe not first, but more so in the 80s, 90s.
Rough and tumble.
It was a very rough league,
yeah,
to the point where all their stars got hurt. So listen, like the fact that the WNBA is seeing a lot of injured stars, obviously Nafisa just went down. That was a game, like a series changing injury.
Of course.
Potentially costing them a championship injury. No call.
Yeah, because now you have to go into game 4, a series deciding game 4 without your best player, without your MVP candidate, without your defensive player of the year in 2024. Yeah, $5.
Distressed.
And without your coach, without your leader, without your voice of reason, without your calming presence, without your clutch player, like all the intangibles on top of what they bring to the court.
Yeah,
you're doing it without anything.
You get that, but then you also get other injuries happening from the physicality, whether it's direct like that or it's more so like a accumulation of impact, like the Caitlin injury, like the Sophie Cunningham injury.
Yeah.
Like there's Sydney Colson. There's so many. I'm just talking about Indiana.
Yeah.
Like there's so many. Dejanay Carrington,
yeah,
even though that was probably more of a practice injury, it seemed like, or something that happened not in a game, but still, she's a physical player. She has a physical brand of defense. Like those little impacts actually do stack up, and in leagues track it. Like the NBA tracks physicality. They actually track when you get contact. Yeah, I've seen it with my own eyes. They literally track it.
I think the thing that's frustrating people the most too is like the inaction. To your point, like rules get put in place constantly in other leagues to protect their players.
Yes.
The defense in the NBA was pared back. You can't have hands on people. You have to adjust. You can't be hip checking and getting your forearm on somebody. The NFL, they said that we need to protect our quarterbacks because our stars, to your point, are getting hurt. So we're going to make roughing the passer a really big penalty. We're going to make sure that we're protecting all the players. You can't even give a little extra zhuzh.
The NHL.
Concussions, head hits, fights,
don't
elbows.
touch the star. They have enforcers.
It can't be the lead point of contact to the head with anything like that.
Protect your stars.
And so the W hasn't done anything in that regard.
They're
that
not
people
used to
feel
this.
to protect their stars. And so Kathy, your girl, is being like, oh, you know, everyone always complains about the officiating in every league that we see. The officials can't get anything right depending on what side of the aisle you find yourself on. It's like, yeah, but everyone on both sides is asking for a continuity, consistency, and to be able to know exactly what to expect night in and night out. And it's the Wild West. As I said before, the WNBA right now, the genre is action, and people are asking for the rating to go down. It's like, we're in an adult rating here. We're looking for like a PG-13, and she's hiding behind the fact that people just hate officials.
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's just simple as that. Protect your stars, and you have a product. Because right now, your product's getting diluted when you don't protect your stars. Yeah. Like, simple as that. Whether it's like, as you know, Caitlyn-esque, or whether it's Nafisa, who is the runner-up MVP, or it's anybody else in between. Because what do you have if you don't have like the main characters? Who wants to, like, not saying that nobody else could step up, but like, it shouldn't be the main thing. That shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be a reoccurring incident.
Well, when the main character's gone, then you have Kayla McBride, who's forced to step up and have the game of her life.
She did have the game of her life.
In an elimination game. And now the Phoenix Mercury, advanced to the finals.
Yes, they do.
Which we love to see for the first time since 2021. And they won 3 in a row against the leading team in the league to do it.
Yeah.
So they deserve some flowers for their performance for sure.
1,000,000%. Actually, Kayla McBride was going to be my point. Basically, so she had a third quarter of a lifetime. That's the thing about the Minnesota Lynx. Actually, they live and die by the 3. Even though they're a very systematic defense, or offense, I should say, they actually typically get their money, eat their food on the 3. And Kayla McBride made sure she did that in the third quarter specifically. In the third quarter, she literally had 14 points. She was 4 for 5, and she was 4 for 4 from the 3-point line. And if you saw where she was shooting the ball from, it was it was out there.
She was locked in.
She was
locked the fuck in. Yes.
Yeah. No. And then at one point, with 49 seconds left in the game, she was sitting with a stat line of 31 points. She was 10 for 21, and she was 6 for 10 from the 3-point land. So shout out to Kayla McBride because she had a game of her life. She had the most playoff points in a game that she has personally ever scored.
Yeah.
So
career
high there. But yeah, I think that it's just unfortunate that it had to come this way. But on the other side of things, I'll let you go into it. Mercury, man, they had quite the game. It was amazing to see one of the vets, DeWanna Bonner. But by the way, she was not playing great earlier in the series. Yeah. She had 0 points in 25 minutes in game 1.
Yeah.
So to see her go from that to the game she had in game 4, give me your thoughts.
Well, I think just from a team perspective, first and foremost, the Mercury were down. Mm-hmm. Some would say down and out, depending on where you're at, because you're okay, so this is an opportunity to clinch. Mm-hmm. You're playing at home. I believe they were in Phoenix.
Yep, they're in Phoenix.
And you have the opponent's star out. Their coach is out, but you're down. Mm-hmm. You're down 13 at the start of the fourth quarter. After a 30-point third quarter from the Lynx. And so a gutsy 19-2 run from the team as a whole to really assert yourself. And especially against a Lynx team that had the number 1 defense in the league. And we talked about it. So Alana Smith, co-defensive player of the year. We talked about early, Nafisa Collier out, they didn't skip a beat.
No.
They have this systemic approach, a systematic approach to things. And so they're able to withstand those storms, which is why they were up in the third. Mm-hmm. But for the Mercury to then start knocking down shots, ripping them apart a little bit. And our girl, DeWanna Bonner, who had really a tumultuous season. I think that's one of the things that's so impressive, right? So she's drafted in the first round by Phoenix when she first enters the league. She plays there for 11 seasons. She becomes a star in her own right. She gets moved. She's for the Connecticut Sun. She plays there 2020 to 2024. They're successful to a degree. Semifinals appearances en masse, a finals appearance. They don't end up winning, but she has that experience, right? I believe she's the W leader in playoff appearances as well. So she has that cachet, and then she signs a 1-year contract with the Fever earlier this year. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And then so she's starting the first 3 games, not happy. Mm-hmm. They want her coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. She's I don't know how I feel about that. I'm DeWanna Bonner. I don't know if you've heard about me.
Yeah, right?
Ask about me. And so she says,
don't want to be here.
She said, don't want to be here.
Don't want to be here.
She says, who's all going? Nah.
I'm not coming to the party.
It's not the event for me. Who's all going to be there? Lexi Hall is going to start over me. Click. I can't come out. I'm sick. Yeah. So she asked for a trade. What I still can't believe over that situation is they didn't find a trade for her.
Yeah.
They couldn't get a piece of bread in return for her, which a little suspect. Anyway, so they end up waiving her. She goes to sign back at home with the team that drafted her.
Yeah.
And then to your point, becomes a hero in a clinching game.
Yeah.
And really just pops off, right? She goes 3 for 3 from 3 in the fourth quarter. 2 of them coming at very, very critical times. 11 points in the fourth in general, right? And so every ounce of star power that she could muster was needed for this game to make the comeback that the Mercury did against the league leading defense, and they were able to pull it off. So This is somebody who's one of the top 3 scorers in the league. Earlier this year, she passed Tina Thompson to become the Fever's 3rd all-time leading scorer, I believe. For Indiana. So she passes Tina Thompson. So her name is in with the greats, but she didn't want to be a bench player. She said, I have more to offer. So on top of that, then Alyssa Thompson, she's 2 assists away from a triple-double. You know, Kalia Copper, she's holding her weight as well. Everyone loved what she did in this series. You talked about her last week as well. So it's just from all sides, the Mercury ended up firing and coming alive in the 4th quarter in this series, a ton where it mattered the most. And that paid dividends.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing to Dwana Bonner, so that people put some respect on her name, because even last year she got the title of second all time on the career playoff scoring list, just behind Diana Taurasi.
Okay.
And I believe I heard the broadcast say in Game 4 that she has also the second all time 3-point shots in the playoffs.
Yeah.
For WNBA all time. All time. This is Miss Dwana Bonner.
She knows she knows what's at stake in the postseason. She's been there before. She's had successes. She's had failures. And I saw you make a point on your Instagram story, and I was going to make it today too. So I'm glad that we're so aligned as partner. But the fact that this Mercury team now took down both finalists from last year.
Yeah, both of them. Ping, ping.
Pull. Yeah, the ski shots in the sky.
Yeah.
Pull. Boom. Got him. Target practice. No problem. And so this Mercury team, if you slept on them, well, it's time to wake up. The alarm is going. You've hit snooze a couple times, but you still got to get out of bed and get to work. And this Mercury team represents that in a major way.
So obviously without Nafisa, it's a completely different game, because Nafisa is like really the engine of Minnesota. But something that the Mercury did that really stood out to me that we'll get to more kind of soon about the finals, but I think they're going to take this to the finals, is the fact that they were attacking the paint. So I'm talking about Satu Sabally. I'm talking about
she had 21, by the way.
Yeah, Satu played amazing in that game, because considering she had also kind of a rocky start to the beginning of the series, she really found her footing and like she was crushing it. But yeah, so she's collapsing in the paint offensively. Same with AT. And I just noticed this dynamic. I believe it was like a play that was like Satu to AT, and then a kick out, Sammy Whitcomb on hitting a crucial 3 in the 4th, which I think that they're going to bring that action, like more of that style of play.
Driving kick,
because there was no, there just wasn't any answers for the amount of length and height that the Mercury were bringing into the game in general. Even before Nafisa went out, that was something that stood out to me too. Like, oh, they're bigger than them, and they're bullies, and they're physical.
Yeah.
And they run the floor. And that's the thing. So they were running the floor completely, using their length, using their size, playing bully ball to get into the paint just for them to kick out for a wide open 3-point shot for Sammy.
Right.
And I think that we're just going to see more and more of that. And honestly, I won't lie, seeing how I want to say the Fever so bad, seeing how the Mercury really came together made me feel like they might be the ones that win it this year.
And they might be the healthiest team.
And that's the other part about this we don't talk about enough.
They might be the healthiest team. There really isn't a ton that's being reported on their health. And you know what? Shout out to the Lynx as well, because you mentioned it. No Dejanay Carrington also, which is a piece that they added before the trade deadline to be we're going to fortify our defense even further. Yeah. She started hitting a little 1-2-3, spacing out the defense a little bit more. So they didn't have her. They didn't have Fee. They had already lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
But they didn't have her for the next game. But yeah, so shout out to the Mercury, because they knocked off 2 giants.
They did.
But now they have to play the Las Vegas Aces, who started this playoff run, finishing with the 2 seed on a generational 16 game win streak.
Crazy.
And Sav, I'm coming to you because you had doubts.
Yeah.
You had doubts about their momentum and how far that could carry them, because momentum's all fun and games when you're going downhill, the roller coaster, your hands are in the air. But then obviously there's peaks and valleys. So how hard can it carry you over those peaks? And when there's things in your way, what are you going to do? They took the Fever took them, I should say, to 5 games. But ultimately it was Asia Wilson and co who were able to persevere, and they're headed to the finals, baby.
Absolutely. No, I think the thing with the Vegas Aces is the fact that, so I was worried about the momentum part of it. But the thing is that they're still a veteran team, and they have the composure to come out of a game 5. No, obviously against the Fever here, Asia Wilson does what Asia Wilson does, and she's always going to be a factor. She's going to draw extra defense. She's going to draw help defenses, and then she makes it easier for her teammates like Chelsea Gray, like Jackie Young, to get better
even when
looks.
she's not scoring.
Even when she's not scoring. So she could have a game like she had in game 3 against the Fever, where she only had 13 points, but she could also come back like she had in game 4 and have 31 points. And so, it's just very telling about like what she brings to the table. Not to mention, so I did have them. The Asia Wilsons.
The Las Vegas Asias.
The Las Vegas Asias. That's what I said last week.
Yeah.
The Las Vegas Asias. I had them coming out of this series ultimately pretty much for that veteran composure and leadership. But shout out to the Fever because they took everyone by surprise. Half their roster is missing. People don't realize that Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, all gone, all not available. And there's a couple more on that list too. But those are the main faces, either coming off the bench or starting, obviously. And they were able to put up such a fight and take it to game 5. That is remarkable in and of itself.
Yeah, they really said, my neck, my back, my groin, my knee.
My knee.
My neck, my back.
Definitely my knee.
Yeah, literally. They've been in shambles the whole time. And so, yeah, shout out to the Fever. But it's the Aces who now we have our eye on, and they have to face up against the Mercury. They went 3-1 against them in the regular season. They played 4 games. It was a pair of losses in August on behalf of the Mercury that put them at such an advantage. But that was when the Aces started dealing. Yeah. One win was by 3 points. One, they slapped them up by 20 plus points. So there's a range of outcomes that we've seen so far. Yep. But the Mercury are operating on a different vibration at this point. Mm-hmm. They've really found a way to hit their stride and lock in. The finesse of DeWanna Bonner that she seemed to find on the team play that we've seen, and every single time they're on the floor, they're a threat to win. Mm-hmm. We saw them in particular, do a lot of damage in the 4th quarter against the Lynx. So that's something I want to point out. The Minnesota Lynx in their semifinal series against the Mercury, they outscored the Mercury 56-30 in the 4th quarter of game 2 and 3, in the 3rd quarter of game 2 and 3. And then they were outscored in the 4th quarter 31-13 in game 4 during that major comeback, right? Mm-hmm. So on the heels of AT, her 28th playoff double-double in the Mercury's win, the most in NBA history. She now has more playoff double-doubles than Tamika Catchings, than Candace Parker. So to me, that signals that when other teams either feel safe or get tired or start to fade when things get tough deep into games, it's the Mercury who have the ability to find that next gear and dig in and execute at a high rate. And I think that might cause problems with the Aces, who this playoffs have not rebounded well.
No.
They have not hit their free throws, despite being a top 3 team in free throw attempts. Yeah. Their percentage is sub 80. Yeah. So when you put those two things together, you have a team that comes alive in crunch time at the end of the game. They find another gear, they fill up their tank and say, we're ready for another one. Yeah. And then you have a team like the Aces who aren't as astute on rebounding and second chance opportunities, or if they're fouled, they're not making those points count in clutch time. Yeah. That to me can be a disaster for the Aces if they're not careful and they don't shore that up.
The thing is, when I think about the Aces versus Mercury, I think of the phrase jack of all trades but master of none. Mm-hmm. And then, so basically I kind of feel like the Aces lean towards there. They can do a little bit of everything. Okay. They could rebound when they want to, when they're being aggressive. They could show signs of physicality, and they have good strategies, but sometimes they do play a bit more to the ISO game. But they really, we already know this, they really rely on Asia.
Of course.
So but I think they're kind of doing a little bit of everything. But when I think about the Mercury, they are a master at being physical, playing bully ball, running the floor, and getting to their spots.
And getting away with it.
So
why wouldn't they?
Exactly. So why wouldn't they, right?
Literally.
How would they know?
How would they know? Yeah, but you're not, who's going to stop me?
Exactly.
Who's going to stop me?
Who's going
literally
to stop
no one,
you?
and the officials obviously don't give a shit.
Exactly.
So.
No, literally. So that's why I'm thinking that when I think about the matchup of Aces to Mercury, if Mercury was playing Fever, I would say that's a pretty clear for me Mercury win. Yeah. But the Mercury playing Aces, it's a harder decision to make. Okay. Just because because at the end of the day, put some respect on Asia's name. She's the MVP, and like I said, they can do a little bit of everything, so they can kind of hurt you in a lot of ways. But is it always going to be the most effective way when the game calls for it? That's what we've been seeing in the last series with the Aces versus Fever. That's why they struggled so much. But getting out of that and now going into like the Mercury, we know what they're going to bring.
Yeah.
And I don't think sometimes that the Aces always handle physicality that well. Because, like, you know, you see Asia on the podium, obviously. Like,
well, Aaliyah Boston gave her everything she could handle.
Exactly.
Was in her kitchen.
Well, what's going to happen when you're getting that from Alyssa Thomas, also one of the runner-ups for the MVP award now, too? It's going head-to-head. You know, here's AT playing with a chip on her shoulder thinking, I should have been MVP for the past 3 seasons. I just happened to be in the same like class as you, basically.
I got 3 votes.
Okay, right?
I got 3 goddamn votes.
I got 3 votes.
And 2 were my parents.
But no, honestly.
And my dad joined the Associated Press this season just to vote for me.
Just to vote. No, but if AT wasn't in the same years playing right now as Asia, she'd be a very strong candidate for MVP. It just happens to be that in the same class.
I hate that argument. No, here's why I hate.
It's true.
No, but here's why I hate that argument, because sports isn't fair.
Yeah.
And you always run into a Goliath.
No, but I'm saying she's playing with a chip on her shoulder because she probably feels like that, though.
You think so? Yeah. If I was in a different era, but there's always be somebody else. Then she hates, now her wish list or her kill list is long. She's like, I got Lisa Leslie, I got catching.
Would you not do the same? If you were here, would you not do the same? Yes, you would.
No.
Yes, you would. Be like, you're on my hit list.
No.
But I feel like Mercury are going to put up quite the fight against the Aces, and I think they're going to do it by the way that they've been doing it all series long, playing with physicality. Now, hopefully that there's no injuries going into this finals. Everyone's healthy because that's going to be a huge factor, obviously.
The Aces need to have at least one game where Asia Wilson, similar to their game 3, where Asia Wilson scored 13, Jackie Young came alive and scored 25, and they won.
Yeah.
When Asia's not the centerpiece.
Yeah.
If they don't have a game like that, which is just a defining game in any series where your star looks human.
Yeah.
But someone else picks up the slack, or a combination of people pick up the slack, and you're able to have your star facilitate. Because to your point also about doing a number of things, when Asia Wilson or Alyssa Smith were guarding players in their Fever series, players that they contested shots on, their shooting percentage was under 20%. So for those who don't love a number, like me, they were locking shit down. If they were in the face of anybody, Smith or Wilson, the Fever were not scoring. So if Asia's not going to score and you're going to have secondary scoring by somebody like Jackie Young, then that's okay because their defense can make you uncomfortable in those moments. But earlier, we were talking about the Aces, and you rattled off a number of name brand players on their team. We'll call it that. This is not a no frills team.
No,
this is
they're studded.
This is a full like designer label team.
Facts.
Like they have
this is
players.
Coco Chanel.
So whenever I was like
Versace.
thinking about them, I'm like watching them play their first game against Seattle.
Yeah.
Where are all the hot people? I was told there would be hot people here. I was told that
where the baddies at?
Like going on Hinge, where are the hot people? I was told there would be.
That's your first problem.
I would hold there be hot people. Well, first of all, there's a number of problems. we digress. Yeah. Like
Jewel Lloyd, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Where are all the hot people? I was told there was hot girls on this team that would step up, and I'm just confused as to what's happening.
Yeah.
They persevered. They got past Seattle. They got past the Fever now. But someone like Jackie Young, Vegas's first overall pick in 2019, she comes in 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in game 3, only her second 20+ point performance in the postseason. But if you're able to at least flirt with those numbers and be a threat to be there, but you have to get in the action, you have to be engaged, and you got to be precise, taking your shots and knocking them down when you can.
I think Asia Wilson's probably asking herself the same question. Where's all the hot people? I got you guys on my team. You're at the cookout. Where are you at though?
We literally
you didn't show up though.
No, like you were so late.
You're so late.
You missed the DJ.
Yeah, you didn't even have your hair
now
done.
It's my uncle's USB where he's actually the MC on it.
No, but for real, they have like all the biggest names on their team, and so they have really no reason why they shouldn't be performing. Like Jewel Lloyd, I'm a huge fan of Jewel Lloyd, and like she's
been fine.
She's been okay. She's been fine. Everyone, but that's the problem. Everyone's been fine.
Yeah,
everyone's
finding
just
somebody
been
to be fine.
But the fact that they. Fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that they like squeaked out of the Seattle series even. Like that wasn't like a dominant, like we need Aces to come in stomping. We need them
So who's winning it all?
So okay, if you take me Aces versus Mercury, we have that's gonna go. I actually think I'm not gonna sleep the Mercury. It's gonna go 7 games.
Okay.
And I kind of feel like, honestly, I feel like this might be a Mercury year.
Okay.
I think this is a Mercury year. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. I don't 100% trust the consistency of Vegas right now. I'm hoping that they can prove me wrong and hoping that they can turn it around.
Yeah.
But between those teams, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Mercury. They've just been showing way too much consistency and resilience and grit.
I agree. I slept on them a little bit earlier because we had the Big Bad Liberty, and I think we all got caught up in the storytelling and just the lure of that team.
Yeah.
They have, first of all, fantastic players.
Yeah.
But they have Ellie. I think a lot of people want to see Ellie every single night. And just the pomp and circumstances, New York.
Yeah.
It's sexy. There's a lure about them. They're the
Yeah.
defending champs. Like, things went wrong for them for sure.
Yeah.
Stewie going down was a backbreaker, of course. But I think we've been overlooking the Mercury in that instance just because of the Goliaths that they had to go up against.
Yep.
They had to get past the defending champions. They had to get past the finalists in the finals from last year, the team that had been first in this league the whole time, the team that has a lot of people's MVP in Nafisa Collier. If you ask AZ Fudd, that's who her MVP is, right? Like, she's a player's player. So the Mercury have done that. They've been relatively unscathed. They don't have a lot of injuries to report. They're calm, cool, and collected. There haven't been many situations where they've gotten rattled, although shout out to Bridget Carlton, who is apparently about that action.
Oh, what's that to?
Chatham's own.
Yo, she was,
Chatham, Ontario's own. She's like, yeah. Up top. Ball up top.
Precious. Sobley, who just hit the three, got fouled. Driving to the basket, and now Sobley and Carlton get into it.
They haven't really gotten rattled in that regard. They're even keel. They're calm. They have this confidence about them. So yeah, I'm going to say Mercury as well. WNBA champions 2025.
yeah, honestly, like, yeah. And I just found it interesting because the Mercury are only running 8 deep. Meanwhile, Vegas is running about 11 deep.
Yeah, 10, 11. Yeah.
But like all of the players that are coming in for the Mercury, like they're making immediate impacts. And once again, I'll shout out my girl that I'm watching very closely, Monika Koa-Makani. Like, she's been good. I think, mark my words, she's gonna be
X Factor.
She's gonna be an X Factor. And I
Case of the
also
X.
think just in the league in general, she's going to be the next like name.
Love.
Yeah. Let's switch gears. We were talking about it a lot last week. The Canadian women's rugby team, absolutely eating
The girls.
at the Worlds. Yeah, the girls are at the Worlds and they're eating.
Yeah.
They faced England in the finals, however,
the
and
Rugby
that
World
was
Cup.
in the Rugby World Cup,
Yep.
and that was not as cute. But the way that they got there, the story was remarkable. The fact that they crowdfunded their way there. But tell me what your takeaways were from rugby in terms of the finals itself, and just like, because obviously we're both not rugby experts,
yeah.
but you know, hey, like, we're trying to get there. We're trying to like support all the women's teams.
It was my first time sitting down and watching a rugby match. There's a men's rugby team, I know, that was in Toronto. I don't know if they're still around, the Wolfpack.
I remember the
And they were
Wolfpack.
brought by Brian Burke. He was a part investor,
I
and they
remember
played
that.
maybe at Lamport or something along
like
those
that.
lines. Anyway, I went to one of their games when I was working at Sportsnet 590. But I was just like in the VIP section, just eating and drinking. Like, I wasn't really watching. It was more of a social thing, right?
Okay.
Like, you're there representing the company. You're saying
vibes.
hello to the sponsors, whatever the case may be. You're schmoozing.
Yeah.
You know, a little. Everyone loves a schmooze. Getting a little
1-2-1-2.
a little slider, a little Caesar. You know the deal. So I didn't really sit down, but for this one, I don't know. For whatever reason, the game just called to me. I was like, this game's on. I'm at home. Let me find out what's going on. Let me try and also gather how the hell this game is played.
Yeah.
Because all I knew going into it is you could pass it backwards only, and then for a try you got to smash the ball into the ground, and that's the only way that you can score. So I learned a lot. I learned they can kick it. I still actually don't know why they do that though. It sounds like giving up. It sounds like a surrender.
Comments section help us.
It's just like kick, panic.
It's like, Hail Mary,
Get away, go. So, and then they do the throw-ins are called side outs. I learned that. And I think everyone's seen that when like they grab each other's shorts and fling them up in the air,
Yeah.
and you try and get a pass over the top.
Yeah.
So my takeaway from it was that Team Canada making a lot of mistakes. They were not locked in. That's what the commentators were saying as well too. And you could see it. Like, they were giving things away. There was turnovers. The ball was like a wet bar of soap, just like whoop, 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 slipping through their hands at some points. They scored the first try, and then England was like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Hold our Guinness, because we're in front of
Hold our Guinness.
We're in front of 82,000 fans. 82,000.
That's
No one watches
crazy.
women's sports.
82,000.
82,000 strong at the O2 in front of the home crowd watching this. England put on a masterclass.
Yeah.
They were physical. They were fast. There was this one girl, her nickname is Bulldog. She is not somebody that you want to get into any situation with. She actually took somebody and pile drived her onto the ground. Illegal, turns out. She had a penalty.
This is why I didn't play rugby, by the way.
No, I'm not. I want to make...
Here we are complaining about the fouls in the WNBA.
No, but I want to be able to make contact with you when you can't hit me back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get away with it.
I want to be able to initiate a little bit of contact, but it's not like
not
the
like
next play I'm about to get, like
lose
my
kneecap.
life ruined, my life flashed before my eyes.
No.
So the Canada girls were in tough, and I honestly wonder if it was one of these situations where beating New Zealand in the semifinals, and they doubled them in score to get to the finals. You know how sometimes you have that deflation, but because you're so elated. It's like, we beat this team that maybe we shouldn't have, or it was really, really close.
Yeah.
And we had such a positive performance that you're like,
now we can.
and then it's like
Yeah.
you lose that momentum.
Just smacked.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like we see it a lot for teams that aren't necessary. And Canada's been good,
Yeah.
but New Zealand and England are the pinnacle. You saw the trophy getting engraved by England at the end, and it was like England, New Zealand, New Zealand, England, England, New Zealand,
Yeah.
and then the rest.
Top dogs.
So when you beat that team and you put so much into it,
Yeah.
what's left?
Yeah.
Right? And so they had the initial adrenaline off the top. They score the first try, and then it's like England, England, turnover, England. And you're like, oh,
they've been here.
me and my mom, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not looking good.
That's not pretty.
I don't know what's happening here, but I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, second place in the world, overcoming a behemoth in the New Zealand team.
Crazy.
To go
Good
and
job.
play against England for a team that is incredibly underserved, underfunded, under-resourced.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, and to have New Zealand
Yeah.
as a team being like, we were lost in the sauce against them. They put us in a tactical blender and we had no answers. That in of itself, when you have somebody that you aspire to be like and have
Yeah.
the success of, when they're giving you flowers after you took them down,
Yeah.
that is a win in itself. Although
Yeah.
we don't need more victories, but the silver medal is such an accomplishment. And
Yeah.
so congratulations to the women's rugby team.
We love a silver medal.
Honestly, in this instance, we
In
do.
this case,
They
yeah.
hadn't been in the finals since 2014.
That's crazy.
It's been a minute.
It's been over 10 years.
Yeah. So
Good for them.
Yeah.
Honestly, congratulations.
It's the start of
to
something new.
The women's rugby team. That's amazing. All right. You sent me a really fun game on Instagram that we could play, but we want to make it sports edition. So basically, it's called the letter game.
Okay.
And to my understanding, to what you explained to me, so I might butcher this, but I don't care. So we both got to come up with a letter. One letter is going to start the word, and the other letter is going to finish the word. And whoever could think of the word itself, it has to be a minimum of 5 characters, 5 letters all together. And whoever could think of the word first pretty much like gets
gets a point.
Yeah.
And we just do first to 3.
First to 3, perfect.
First to
Okay.
3.
Goodness, this is gonna be so hard.
Okay, so do you want your letter to be the first or the second?
Okay.
And I think we say it at the same time.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
By the way, just want to preference, I'm so not good at these games. I suck at thinking. Like,
Yeah, she can't
on the
spell and I'm
spot.
dyslexic.
Yeah, I can't spell, and I'm bad at thinking right on the spot sometimes.
Our
Okay.
worst nightmare. Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, M. You have to say a letter.
Oh, I thought I was going to say it first.
We're both going to say it.
Oh,
so
at
it's
the same
even.
time.
Because if you say C and then I say T, I
Oh,
can
you
think of
think letter
letters.
ahead.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Even
okay,
if I'm
okay.
not trying to.
Okay. Ready?
So 3, 2, 1,
R.
S.
Rebounds.
Oh, plurals? Okay. Okay. I didn't know, but that was really good. That was really good. I want one of us to win. I don't want us both to look like assholes. Okay, rebounds. 1 for Sav.
So I have 1. I'm keeping track. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. W. Throws. Throw. Free throw.
You throw.
Free throw.
Well, free throw.
Free throw.
That's not.
That's okay.
That doesn't start
It's
with
a
a
term.
T.
You said T.
I said T. You
Throw.
said free throw.
Trace.
But
Throws.
wait, but throw, does it have 5 characters? Have 5 letters?
Yeah.
T
H R O W O.
Okay. Good.
Throw.
Good.
Throw.
Congrats. Throw.
Throw
That's
hands.
good. Throw.
1-1.
Okay. 1-1. Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
T.
What'd you say?
P.
With P?
Yeah.
P and T?
Yeah.
Personal foul.
No. Putting. Putt. No, I can't speak 5 characters.
Pass.
Pass.
New one.
Is there even a
PT?
P and T?
1 hour later.
Plot. No,
No.
it's only 4 letters. Do it for the plot.
I think we gotta pass this one.
Let's move on.
I don't know any sports words that have a PT. You can't. This is.
I'm just seeing. Yeah. Point. We're so dumb. We're so dumb.
Oh wow. Okay.
Point.
Yeah. No. Okay.
1-1. Okay.
1-1. Okay. Try again.
Okay.
Reset.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. E.
Defense. No. Is an E at the
E? Yeah.
Yeah. Defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't spell. Let's go.
Good.
Is there an E at the end of
No, but not
defense?
as like the most rudimentary words. Red. Cat. And actually, it's funny that those are the letters that we're choosing, and it is just like point, throw, defense. Like, okay.
Okay. Oh god. This is.
This is game for you. You could call game right now, and I hope you do, because this is. I'm gonna come back.
Take me out of
I'm
this
gonna take you
misery.
to game 5.
All right.
I'm gonna take you down
Sure.
to the wire. Okay. Why am I like forgetting the letters in the alphabet?
I'm like, I'm looking at my
I
keyboard.
was like, yeah. I'm like, all I can think of is, what's it called? Wheel of Fortune. RSTLNE. Like
Yeah.
for the final
Yeah.
clues. Okay, hold on. Let me look at my keyboard too. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
G.
N. Good night. Doesn't end with an N though.
I have like gun, but that
That's
doesn't
3
count.
letters.
It's 3 letters.
Also, what? A basketball term?
It's a sports term.
Oh, I'm thinking basketball. You're right. We got to broaden the scope. You're right. My mind has been like, zoop. I need to z.
Yeah. Zaza.
G and an N. Not me being like pre-game. No P, no N.
I know. Oh no, I went to game immediately
Yeah.
too. I'm like, there's no N in there though.
G. Gargantuan.
That does work.
Yeah,
wait,
describe
does it
players
have
like that all the time. It starts with a G and ends with an N.
Gargantuan.
Yeah.
I've heard you say that a million times.
Yeah, I like that word. Describing myself when I put on a pair of pants that don't fit.
How do
Savannah,
you
I feel
spell
gargantuan.
How do you spell gargantuan?
That's not the game. That's a different game.
I
don't need to know how to spell the words in my lexicon if I'm using them correctly. 2-2.
Gargantuan. Gargantuan. That's a very cusp point. Also, you know what?
Listen.
Nadine.
Oh my God, here we go. This girl can't lose.
This is the final. No. I'm
Yeah.
giving you the point. This is the finals. Set a timer for 30 seconds. We have to think of it for 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then we just move on.
Okay.
We'll do speed round here.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so
Because
funny.
otherwise we come up with words like gargantuan.
That's a good poll.
That's
That's exceptional.
That's
The rest we've been like cat,
that's-
dog.
that's not like directly sports. All the words have been sports.
It is. That's how you describe an athlete.
You can also describe a ladder like that.
Okay, then do that then.
A gargantuan ladder.
Next.
Gargantuan.
2-2.
Okay. All right.
That's a sore loser.
I'm not.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
W.
Y.
We're looking at each other like, why'd you choose that? I'm like, why'd you choose that?
W-Y. Okay. Should have been a minute. Make it a minute.
No.
Yeah, 30 is really tough.
We could just
we'll move on.
W-Y.
Worry? No. Wealthy?
No.
They make money.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sports term, the wealthiest team in the NBA, the wealthiest franchise. Yep.
No.
Yep.
Does that count?
Yep.
Wealthy.
Yep. Yep.
Wealthy.
Let's-
I gave you gargantuan.
Wealthy sports. Let's see what comes up. Sports are known for attracting the wealthy. Golf, sailing,
Yeah, but
tennis.
that's like an adjective to describe. That's not a sports
We didn't say it had to be a
term.
noun or a verb. Yikes. Good game.
No, that's not lovely.
Poor loser. Poor loser. Concede.
This doesn't.
Concede.
Whatever.
Lay down your crown.
Whatever. I don't.
Better luck next time, babe.
Keep it to 30 seconds next time, Nadine. 30 seconds. Because that way we get way too weird with the words.
Here we go.
You can just make anything work. You could be like lip gloss because Asia Wilson plays with lip gloss.
Well, and they're sponsored by Sephora.
Exactly.
I would have allowed it.
See?
I would
you
have
can say
allowed it.
any word. So, okay, next time we're going to be like, you can say any word, just make it make sense in a
Sav, at
sports
this point,
context.
it's embarrassing.
No,
Whatever's
it's
happening
not.
here. The crash
care.
out. The crash out.
I don't care.
You look like a clown.
I don't care. I will crash out every time. I will crash out every time. Run it back.
Winner,
Run
winner.
it back. Run
Evan,
it back.
Evan,
I hate
Evan,
word games. Run it
Evan,
back.
do some confetti. Boo, boo.
Yeah.
Streamer. Champion.
Boo.
Shout out to all my dyslexics out there.
All right.
Putting on for our city.
You can overcome anything. All right.
Okay, Cinderella stories. That was fun today.
All right, that wraps up another episode of Cinderella Stories. I can't wait to stay tuned for the WNBA
The finals. It'll be so good.
We are finally here. Let's
I'm
go.
so excited.
I'm so pumped. I know that we'll be doing at least a live reaction, like some way, somehow.
Yes.
We'll put all the details
1,000,000%.
up on our Instagram, of course, so be sure to find that. Other than that, guys, like, wow, like, subscribe. We're slowly
Our 11th
growing.
episode.
This is our 11th episode.
We didn't say.
We didn't even talk about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so there's a stat out there that basically most podcasts don't even make it past episode 10. So now we're at episode 11, which is basically we're defeating the odds. And actually, get this. So many industry sources report that 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3.
Okay.
But of the 10% that do make it past episode 3, 90% of those don't survive past episode 20. So that's our next goal. No, because
Pressure. Yeah.
only 720 podcasts have more than 10 episodes.
We're already in the top 10%.
Yeah, well,
And
we're
we're about to be in the
beyond that even.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because how many podcasts out there in the world? Only 720,000 actually have 10 episodes. So we're already at 11.
In the world.
In the world.
And everon has a podcast.
Everybody has a podcast.
So shout out to us.
Exactly.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah,
and
thanks
thanks
for
for helping us
listening.
grow. We'll try our best.
Try our best. We'll do our best. All right. Thanks for watching Cinderella Stories.